my salad dressing. My Primal Kitchen salad dressing. This is what us healthy people eat. That is right. That is right. This is avocado oil, Greek. Why am I hawking free stuff, Alice?
I don't know.
Hey, Primal Kitchen, at Primal Kitchen, Siri, call Primal Kitchen and tell them they're getting plugged. Primal Kitchen, I don't know why I'm saying it. It doesn't matter. But anyway, it would just happen to be on my desk here. I'm in a great mood today, Alice. Great mood. It's not that I was in a bad mood yesterday. I was just stressed out, and I was out of everything.
Yeah. I
was empty. And as you could tell, what I brought to the show yesterday, I was zero. Alice after the show said, what did you say again?
I said I didn't feel like I was really on either.
Oh yeah, that's right.
She
like said, I didn't feel like I never asked her to give me a comment. I didn't feel like I was on either. I was also effing useless, so I was fine. Can you imagine your heroicism?
Heroism?
Oh yeah, that's right. So, first of all, my son, you can see, I've tweeted out pictures of me at karate. My son got his new belt in karate. I almost burst out crying with pride. Seriously, I was getting emotional. When he did it. I can't, gotta warn me. Because that would have been, no, you don't have to, you don't know what a karate belt presentation looks like. I don't, do you? Oh, yes,
I've
you
seen
do.
them.
Oh, you have. Oh, that's right.
I didn't know they were going to do it today.
When Alice first moved in with me, two things she dared to try to pack to bring to my house. One, her silver loud Melania Trump Christmas tree. It was a big metallic metal.
I had a shiny silver Christmas tree.
It was Eastern Europe chic. I'll tell you, that was a touch of class, Alice. And then she tried to bring me an 11-foot tall karate trophy.
I don't know if it was 11.
It was 11 feet tall, Alice.
It's probably more than 5 feet tall.
It was 11 feet tall. Karate trophy. Let me tell you something. You better be a badass if you got a trophy that's bigger than every other trophy in the world combined.
It was for forms. So.
Forms? What? It was for administrative work?
No, for forms. It's like a routine that you do. It's not like for fighting somebody or sparring or something like that.
Oh, good. Forms, huh?
Yes.
Wow, that's great.
My five kata is so good.
If that's not a participation trophy, I don't know what is.
No, I came in first place out of a lot of people in the forms competition.
I actually was around in late 70s, early 80s when we actually did get participant ribbons. Were you there for that? Oh, I get you the feeling. No, they called them
millennials.
Sorry, they called them forms when you were
it's not
when you were that age. Man. All right. So today in Connecticut, I talked about. Are
you mad at the dog, honey, for coming?
I got the Forms trophy of dogs. Some people have dogs full of.
Come on.
It doesn't matter. I'm not gonna.
You have a great dog. No, she's good.
Mm-hmm.
She's good.
Yeah, she's great. Is now disconnected the audio and the video. So everybody gets a little something different here. If you pay for Patreon, you get the live no audio. But if you just listen to the podcast, you get full audio of the live no audio. So everybody gets something different. Well, we should bundle things. We bundle things. What are we gonna do? A freaking Substack?
Like manic today.
When are we gonna do a Substack?
Okay, I'll do a Substack before I come watch Kanye on Tucker tonight.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
I'm so excited for this.
For Kanye and Tucker?
It's awesome.
It is? Why? As long as Tucker
I think he's going to go talk about his White Lives Matter shirt.
Okay. I wonder if he and Candace are going to start a love relationship.
Why would they? Isn't she married?
Yeah, but they hang out a lot.
It doesn't mean they're going to sleep together.
Did you not see
Not
when
all
Harry
black
met Sally?
people hook up, Tom.
It's not about black people, dinkhead.
Okay.
It's about men and women hanging out a lot. If you hang out a lot, you tend to hook up.
Not necessarily. Plenty
Yeah.
of people hang out and don't hook up.
Yeah, true, Alice. Good point. That's a good point. All right, so
Mark Sardella says the difference in your appearance from an old episode when he went way back to see one he had missed, the difference in your appearance is striking.
thank you, Mark, by the way, who writes for the Wakefield,
Daily Item.
Wakefield Daily Item. Mark, and there's another guy there who's another good writer. Two of the last good local writers, in my opinion. Mark was there when we went to Treasure Island, too, right? Wasn't he? You were there for that.
I don't
Mark,
know.
weren't you?
I don't know.
Or you were there when we talked about when they had the author on up in Linfield. Anyway, but he's a good guy. And so if Mark wants us to plug the paper, I assume it's still locally owned. Maybe not. Is it not? Mark, let us know if you want. I'll plug anything you want. Anyway, but he's a great writer. It's good to have good writers in Voices of Reason in towns like Wakefield's going the way of Melrose, I think. Right? They got rid of the football team name or tried to. For some reason, you can't have Warriors. Like, what's the problem with that?
Yeah, and the mascot was chosen by people who actually are Native American and from the
Doesn't
town.
seem to matter
It doesn't
anymore.
matter at all anymore.
Hey,
It's
Mark,
ridiculous.
by the way, I am soliciting, I've done it with my Connecticut audience today, I'm soliciting high-res logos for the Wakefield Warriors, Melrose Red Raiders, Winchester Sachems, Pawtucket Sachems, and some towns in Connecticut. I did it on the air there.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have any of those, maybe you do since you're with the paper, I want a high-res logo, and I'm going to start printing shirts. We're going to start making shirts of them, of all these canceled great names for sports teams. Because on the Facebook pages, people want them, and I'm looking for them. At the same time, since we're going to do it, since I'm going to do it, and it's going to be, done in Sri Lanka or somewhere, and I have no idea. If you know somebody in Wakefield who sells them legit, then we'll plug them on the podcast, and I'll plug. Well, I guess my radio show won't really help, but I'll plug them anyway because I'd rather send the business to real local little businesses rather than our scam.
Scam.
It's not a scam, but it's like it's done. There's something more chintzy about the way we're doing it, but I think that people will buy these things. We're not making any money. We're not making any money enough for it to be a scam. Actually, the ROI is actually in the negative for us, so we're being scammed. This is how we do most of the things in our lives, if you haven't noticed. Okay, Alice, tick off some news items, baby. You look great, by the way. Today, I told you on the air, and I haven't heard back because I objectified Alice on the air about how good she looks, and you look like I said when I met you in 2010, you were scandalously young, and you had a cute bikini body, a really cute little blonde bikini body, and obviously I had no business being with you, but that's your problem. But and you were in your early 20s and you had no kids or anything like that. It was typical minted Lexington yacht bunny bikini body, etc. And now it's 13 years later or whatever it is, and so you've had a bunch of kids and I have corrupted your lifestyle so that you threw on a couple pounds. This is according to you. I'm not saying anything that I'm not allowed to say, right?
I did throw on a couple
Yeah,
of
but you've
pounds.
always
It's
looked
not
sexy.
according to anybody. It just is.
You've always looked good. But now, I mean, I would say that your body now is as good, maybe better. Maybe not. I don't know. I mean, I think you look hotter than ever. And this is not an ad. Once again, I'm plugging the 11th thing. Actually, this one, actually, I'm actually getting paid for it. But anyway, you look great. Why did I mention this?
I don't know. I don't know where you get this.
Do we have bikini shots of you?
No.
Oh, that is happening this year.
No.
Yes, for charity.
No.
Yes. Gentlemen,
No.
poll.
No.
Who would
I
like
have
to see
stretch
these?
marks. It's not happening.
Oh, I can get some for the early years.
No.
I can get all sorts
No.
I could put together a whole calendar of you.
No.
This would be great.
No, you can't do a calendar. I ban it.
For a good cause?
Nope.
What? If you are a woman listening, would you be in the calendar? It's not a naked calendar, although it would be sexy in nature. Would you be part of this calendar? And guys, feel free to nominate your spouses as well. We'll do it for charity. Once again, we'll do it. We'll do another thing.
The non-consent calendar.
Yes, that's exactly right. A calendar that's instantly actionable. There you go. Which brings us to Tom Brady.
Okay, fine. Go to Tom Brady.
Well, there's something I sent to us.
Are you literally manic today?
I don't even know what that
crazy.
means.
You like when you're in a
By the way,
maniac.
Fetterman looking great. Looking great these days.
He's in rough shape.
Yeah.
He's really bad.
You see that dude
If
torpedo him?
That's what I mean. Like, I can't believe, and even the regular media is starting to turn on him a little bit.
The AP just
AP
nuked
said
him.
Yeah, said his schedule was light as lieutenant governor and stuff. They're really going after him in a way that, like, I think they are realizing that he's going to be an embarrassment if he's elected. So just elect Dr. Oz, who's like really not that radical, and call it a day. I mean, that was a Republican seat anyway. So for the Democrats, that's a pickup. I think they're figuring they're probably safer in like Georgia with all the Herschel Walker stuff happening, than they are here. I mean, like, I think they're thinking like they don't even want this guy to win because he's a mess. He's just out of it. Every sentence he says has like the words out of order, and he's just like, it's not anybody who could make Biden look like lucid and on his A game, but he can do it. He's
so
really
we're not
there.
going to talk about Brady, are we?
What? Oh, you want to go to Brady?
Tom isn't taking things well, this horse says. He wants to reconcile and was still holding out hope that they could work things out. He's extremely hurt and misses Giselle being by his side. He feels abandoned in a way. He loves his family, but he also wants to continue his career. Feels like he's in a tough spot. She has hired a divorce attorney to discuss her future plans. At this point, it's more of her decision to move things forward in this direction. Things are a bit difficult, yada, yada, yada. So she's sticking it to him because she had to sacrifice to be a mom, God forbid, and she married somebody who... Did she have no inkling that he was obsessed with football? Did nobody tell her this? Did they not... Did her and her Brazilian sisters not have this discussion? The guilty party is Gisele Bundchen. That's the guilty party. Tom, I hope you get out of this thing wonderfully. And I hope he gets the kids, too. As a matter of fact, I hope she's deported. Okay, so let's go to Fetterman. Listen to this. So Fetterman, as you guys know, he is a little bit infirmed. He's got this weird neck thing happening. You know about that. And he's just weird. On a good day, a healthy pre-stroke Fetterman is a weird, off-putting kind of guy who looks like a Tim Burton character. And I don't like looking at him. I don't like that I share the earth with him. I don't like it. People feel that about me, too, I'm sure. So, and there was a debate, and Fetterman skips the debate.
That was the primary debate.
The Democratic primary debate. And listen to what one of the primary opponents says about him.
And if John can't show up to talk to other Democrats about the importance of this race and about what he would do as our next United States Senator, who the hell really believes that John is going to be able to show up and stand up and fight for our values in Washington? And if...
It's a pretty brutal hit. Pretty brutal hit. Sally, yes?
What did Sally say?
Hello?
I don't think anybody said anything to us. Yeah, it's bad. And
did another candidate say mom? Mom? Here's the Associated Press, Mark Levy and Brian Slodziko. Fetterman records show light schedule as PA Lieutenant Governor. In his campaign for crucial U.S. Senate seat, Democrat John Fetterman takes credit for reinventing Pennsylvania's Lieutenant Governor's office, yada, yada, yada. Records from his 4 years in office, however, offer a different portrait of his time in the $180K a year elected job. They show he typically kept a light work schedule and was often absent from state business. It goes on like that. It's pretty devastating. And then I just saw this today. This guy who was on the city council from whatever that town was, where he was, this guy talks about Fetterman. This is why this race is over right now. Former Braddock Borough Council president talks about Fetterman, who is the mayor, not being around.
After the couple run-ins him and I had, he stopped coming to meetings, stopped coming to council meetings, which he should have been at all council meetings to break a tie in case there was a tie, or if he had some input. He could put input in, but he didn't do that. So what I've seen since he's been here, he got credit for everything. Everything that's happened in this community, he's got credit for it. The people believe that all this has come about through John Fetterman, and it's not true. After the couple...
That rings to me like totally legitimate. That guy comes across absolutely credible. Mm-hmm. And this guy, the former Braddock Borough Council president, is an older black man. We've got the story of Fetterman chasing down a younger black man who he thought was a thief because he was in the wrong neighborhood or whatever. This guy is toast. Fetterman is going to be beat by somebody who I believe is synthetic.
Yeah, but the polling in that race doesn't even, like, there's other races that look like they're better for Republicans. So if that's true, like, which my gut tells me, like, there's no way Fetterman is winning Pennsylvania. That's just, like, I can't, I don't really believe the polls coming out of there. So if the polls are that wrong in that state, like, I think they're wrong other places too. You know, because I can't see how it would be that off in Pennsylvania. Because, I mean, let me go look at what 538 has
they're like
that right now.
The odds is like down by 3, I think. It's very close.
That's close, but I mean, like, that's a lot to be down. Like, the polls, nobody has him up. You know what I mean? Which that's like,
it's moving in the wrong direction. I think the same thing. Let me. I have 3 election predictions for you right now.
It's moving in that direction, but it's not. I mean,
3 election predictions for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
What's Hayes' name in Connecticut? Kind of Hayes.
I don't remember.
Hayes. Damn it.
So
we just talked about her today.
yeah, but 538 has the race at a 75% chance of Fetterman winning based on, like, the polls and the fundamentals of the race. Emerson College has Fetterman up 2. Suffolk University has Fetterman up 6. Like, nobody has Oz up. Which
if the election were held today,
mm-hmm.
the answer to these 3 races is this: George Logan defeats incumbent Congressman Johanna Hayes in Connecticut.
Okay.
Dr. Oz beats Fetterman
Mm-hmm.
by 3 points.
Yep.
And Herschel Walker beats Warnick.
So you
by
think
7
Walker
points.
still wins?
Yes, he's going to crush him.
Herschel
Walker.
If Herschel Walker loses, it will
Walker,
not be because of this thing. I can tell you that.
No, of course not.
Because nobody cares about that at all. And
you know who cares about it? You know who's most passionate about it? Are anti-Trump Republicans.
Yeah.
I heard Jonah Goldberg talk about it today as if the kid is totally credible. Talking to another guy saying, wow, it really tells you something. It really,
I mean, I think it's potentially credible. Like, I don't know, but I don't.
The kid he's looking for clout. He's an up and coming.
Oh, his kid? I thought you meant the abortion thing.
Well, right. No, the other thing. The bad dad thing.
No, I mean, sure, the bad dad thing. Like, I don't think the kid...
I have met Herschel Walker on several occasions, by the way, at Super Bowls.
I mean, the guy's personal life is obviously a mess.
You know why he's going to win? Another reason why he's going to win?
The much coveted Tom Shattuck endorsement?
Well, he's got that, but also because Herschel Walker he's a good old hayseed country boy.
Mm-hmm.
He came from nothing and did incredible things as an athlete. He was incredible. He's a folk hero in Georgia. And the last reason? He'd be instantly the most handsome senator in there. Herschel Walker's a very good-looking guy. Very good-looking guy. Trifecta, right there. He's your guy. I'm calling the race for him as of today.
I mean, I think that's fair. I just...
Decision.
Okay.
And I'm using my big board, and I'm calling it. He got this county, and this county, and this county, and this county.
Okay.
We are calling checkmark. I'm calling Georgia for Herschel Walker.
Okay. I think it's definitely possible. I think that's a harder race for Republicans in Pennsylvania right now because
I'm calling Ohio for
J.D. Vance.
Jefferson Davis Vance.
That's not his name.
Done.
What about Nevada?
I am calling Nevada for Carrie Lake. Is that her name?
That's Arizona.
Arizona.
That's governor too.
Governor. Ding.
What about Blake Masters? I think Carrie Lake's gonna win. I'm not sure about Blake Masters.
Blake Masters is running against who again?
The astronaut.
Oh, Kelly. Yeah. Too close to call. Kelly can come off normal. Sometimes. he does.
You don't think Warnock comes off normal sometimes?
I mean, he ran over his wife's foot.
What's more normal than that?
Herschel Walker is. Can you imagine? Herschel Walker is, and I understand. Just think where he is.
So I'll tell you. Can I ever finish my
against
point about the abortion thing or not?
Everything that's being thrown at him,
Mm-hmm.
including the very provable things and the problematic things, and he's gaining. That ain't good. The fact that he's not down by 26 points means that he's going to win. He has won. Ding.
So sound effect just slays me. Okay. So my thing about the abortion thing is I think that even though his personal life is clearly a mess, and I totally find it believable that he would have told people to get an abortion and paid for it.
Wouldn't it be crazy, interesting, and funny if Planned Parenthood endorsed him? Okay, I to you guys, because humor doesn't work on Alice. Wouldn't it be funny if Planned Parenthood endorsed him? Get it? I can hear them understanding it. You see?
They're not going to endorse him.
Oh, they're not? They're not? Is there anybody else who would like to be a third in this show who I can talk to?
So
They're not going to endorse him, just so you know.
I think that
Why are you covering your mouth when you laugh?
why not? So I think that Trump really proved to pro-life people that you can be a person who has had a really shady past when it comes to abortion in your own personal life and still deliver for the pro-life cause. Because these were like, I was not a Trump person, and these were some of my big concerns about Trump. Like, I don't think Trump cares about abortion as an issue particularly. Do you?
No, I'm sure he's looked into it as a business, as a franchise.
I don't think Trump is like conservative or like a fiscal hawk or something on the deficit or whatever. I don't think he cares about stuff like that.
He does not believe in fiscal
Like,
responsibility.
I didn't think he was really a conservative because he's hung out with the Clintons and
Although
all that
along
stuff,
the way,
right?
he's not by ideology. He is by vendetta.
And culturally, like, I think that party affiliations have become much more of a cultural thing than necessarily like an ideological thing. But I didn't think Trump was really conservative, and I was concerned about like the courts and all this stuff, right? But that's like where he really delivered. Like, we really have a very strong court system now for conservatives, which is so good. I'm like thrilled about it. I'm thrilled about the pro-life stuff. Trump so delivered on that, and like that's one of my favorite things about it. So anyway,
do you realize that?
But I think
Kamala's
people
daughter,
don't care about what Herschel Walker does,
as she calls her, Kamala's daughter. By the way, should Kamala
the model?
Should she be calling her husband's kids her daughter?
The supermodel daughter?
Can you answer
that? I wouldn't, but
Kamala's.
It's a little weird.
Did you realize that according to Kamala, Kamala's daughter has fewer rights than her mother? Yeah.
Yeah. Sobering thought.
Yeah, my goodness. What have we done?
So anyway, so speaking of the courts, the guy from Masterpiece Cake Shop is back in court. Did you see this?
Yeah. He won't bake for trans people now?
Yeah. So this trans woman has been on a crusade against this man, supported by the state of Colorado, who are also after him. But so this is a man who's transitioned to become a woman, who's also an attorney, by the way, who's a lawyer, and has decided to make it his or her mission in life to go after this guy. Has been like for a while was trying. So at the same time, like when the it was like in the middle of when the Masterpiece Cake Shop was happening, when they appealed, went there and said they wanted a blue cake with pink inside to show that they were trans or whatever, to celebrate their transness. And so they went, but this was on a list of other things that they requested, including like a Satanism cake with like pentagrams on it.
So they're just trying to lure the guy into it.
With like a devil on it, with like a like sucking a dildo, like just like crazy stuff. Like, no, seriously, this is like the type of stuff this person's like going there and requesting and like causing problems and all this stuff, and has been on like a vendetta against this guy. So the state of Colorado upheld like the fine against him for discriminating against a trans person. And because the previous court case, they just kind of kicked the can down the road. They said like, because of like other comments that they had, they said the board that fined him was obviously like biased against him.
Really?
Yeah, they didn't. The Supreme Court decision about the Masterpiece Cake Shop previously, it did find in his favor, but it didn't really find on the issue. It just said like, this board that fined him was doing it in a discriminatory way against him. So it didn't really address the actual issues underlying the case. But now, because they've decided that this guy is the only guy in the state of Colorado that they want to order cakes from.
Jesus, what bunch of a-holes.
No, he's like an elderly cake baker, and you just need to make his life hell for no reason for years, and it's been decades. I think the original thing was like in 2012, the original cake that he didn't want to bake. It's absolutely obscene what they have done to this man, and it just keeps going.
Yep.
Like, leave the guy alone. He's spent his whole life involved in this stupid case. There's a lot of questions in the chat. But yeah, I mean, so that's incredible. That's incredible. The state of Colorado fined him again for this stupid thing, even though it's clearly like they've just made it personal at this point. Leave the guy alone. He's in the minority here. There are a bajillion other cake shops in Colorado that will make your trans cake and be thrilled about it. You know, and there's still, there's the other case that's going to the Supreme Court with this is this website designer case, where it's a woman who designs wedding websites. You know how everybody has a wedding website now? When they get married, it's like, you know.
Did we have a website?
No. John and Amy's
Can we find
wedding, and you can link to all the plans and where to book your hotel. And
can we do a redoubling of vows and re-soak everybody?
Probably.
And register all over the place?
It's too much work for me. I don't want to do that.
We're redoing vows.
But anyway, so she makes wedding websites for people. She's a web designer, and she doesn't want to do them for marriages. She doesn't think are marriages, so which is obviously huge discrimination and impossible because there's no web designers. If there's one thing I know, there's no people involved in planning, designing, and facilitating weddings who are pro-gay rights. It's impossible to find them. They can't be found.
No, none of the vendors around weddings are things populated by gay people. Florists and cake makers and servers and
I mean, it's incredible. Just
bartenders and dress
alone.
designers. You will not find.
Speaking of which, by the way, this was a story I didn't even want to talk about because I get sick of these stories where the left is like, oh, by the way, like such and such cartoon character from 1984 is actually gay. Like, so Velma came out as gay this week because they're making some new show with Velma and whatever.
Can I stop here for a moment? Did you watch the Scooby-Doo reboots done in the early 2000s or late 90s?
Like with Freddie Prinze Jr.
Right,
and
exactly.
stuff? Yeah.
The young lady who played Velma in those is named... She went on to be one of Don Draper's lovers in Mad Men.
I don't know.
The young lady is named Linda Cardellini.
Oh, okay.
And I want you to put on the record...
Mm-hmm.
Ding! I'm calling it right now, Alice.
Okay.
The 7th most beautiful woman there has ever been.
Okay.
Linda Cardellini.
I'll make it.
We're calling it for Linda Cardellini, number 7.
Okay. Good job. All right. Anyway, what I was going to tell you about this is the thing that made this story like pop back into my consciousness is that what I want you to do right now is go on Google. Go to google.com.
Alta Vista.
I'm surprised you don't use Ask Jeeves.
Alta Vista actually reroutes to a Yahoo search.
Oh, so go to Google. This is important that it be Google.
Okay, Google. I'm familiar with it.
Okay.
I usually look up UN climate information on Google.
Okay, so if you now type Velma into there and hit enter.
Velma, enter. Velma Dinkley. Oh, it's because confetti and gay flags come down.
Yes. See? So we're celebrating that Velma's now gay. Big Tech has the time in between manipulating search results and banning people off Twitter for daring to... Oh, that's another thing. I didn't even say that on the show yet.
Are we rebanned?
No. I was going to mention the guy, Neville the Cat, is banned.
My God!
Or not banned, suspended.
Yes, that was my whole show today, please.
Yeah, so, but anyway, but in between doing all that, they have time to celebrate fictional cartoon characters turning out to be gay. That's where we are. I've never seen like a Google Doodle for any like Christian religious holiday, even though they do every other holiday on the earth.
Linda Cardellini.
John Stewart says confirmed on Cardellini. But
John Stewart is calling it for Linda Cardellini.
Okay. But the idea that they're doing this because a cartoon character who's pretend. She's not a real person. So she's not gay or straight or anything else. She's a cartoon character. I had this conversation with one of our kids today because he was like, is Mickey Mouse still alive? And I was like, what do you mean? I guess. Like, and they were like, no, but I mean, is he still alive? Because in Steamboat Willie was a long time ago. Is he still alive?
And the Cardellini played the young nerdy girl in Freaks and Geeks. That some people may know her from that.
And I was like, what do you mean? He's a cartoon character. Like, he's not even... That's how I feel about the Velma thing. Like, we cannot... Google is celebrating that a cartoon character is gay. Can we...
Oh, man.
So that's where we are. That's
Linda Cardellini is just absolutely perfect. Now I'm Googling, and now I can't stop.
Tommy in New Hampshire has now Googled her and agrees too. So
absolutely
great.
Perfect. She's married to... Who's this guy she's married to?
What's his
Was that
name?
the dude from... No.
What's his
Is that
name?
the dude from ER?
What's his name?
The doctor?
I don't know. Anyway.
The guy who's the big conservative? Can't be. Oh,
So
wait, she was on ER.
the other point I was trying to make...
Who is she married to?
The other point I was trying to make is
Husband, okay.
that big tweet thread I read you yesterday
I
where...
am trying to do something important
I'm
here.
trying to do this show. You can
Hello,
Google
Cardellini's
chicks on your
husband.
spare time.
Speaking of,
Okay.
Cardellini's husband, not a 10. He's about a 4. Married up. I mean, good for him. Look at this, Alice.
That's great.
She is really, really beautiful. My goodness.
So anyway.
This isn't great podcast, is it?
Can
Sorry about
I
that,
go
guys.
back to what we were doing?
Please, go ahead.
So the big tweet thread I read you yesterday where this guy was, explaining that all these big lefty journalists are enormously wealthy and impossible to find on any Google results,
You had
social
mentioned
media.
Taylor Lorenz, who was born in Manhattan, grew up in the richest town in Connecticut.
Carlos Maza.
Millions and millions and millions of dollars. The family had huge
all
mansions.
These people, Ben
all
Collins,
these people.
Right. They're all super, super wealthy, and you can't find anything about them on the internet because they're super connected and pay for that to happen. And that guy's Twitter account is now suspended.
That's pretty freaking... It's awesome in a way because it really makes the point that he was making. But holy God.
Yeah.
Between that and the fact that that Thelma gets a weird thing from Google, these places are so run by activists. We always knew.
Yeah.
It would be much better... Recycling this line from today. It would be much better if Google is Media Matters, then just call yourselves Media Matters. It would be much better because they act like we have a terms of service and we have a company constitution, this and that. It's like, you're all freaking frauds. All of you are just activist organizations.
Of course. So, I mean, but that's what they do. And it's like with the cake baker, they just like go after people and go after people and go after people. And it's never good enough. Like until you bend the knee and say, yes, you're right. Trans women are women. Absolutely. Trans rights are human rights. Yes, you can absolutely be in the locker room with my daughter. That is great. I think that's really beautiful that you want to be in there with her. Until you are fully on board, like they're going to continue to come after you. And they never let it rest or stop. They're trying to smear Matt Walsh again, too.
I saw that.
Did you see this? I sent you this. They've been digging through all his old blog posts trying to find anything objectionable. So I guess they found one that's been since deleted.
Yeah.
This is from Media Matters, by the way.
Yeah,
this is
I know.
what I thought of
I know because I read it and I thought at the end of it, and I tweeted out, it's like that. I like Matt Walsh more. There's nothing that he wrote in that's wrong, bad at all.
Right. He wrote that. That our idea of adolescence is essentially a social construct. The delayed onset of adulthood, that we've invented a new sort of human, a teenager, and that adolescence isn't a product of brain chemistry. It's a product of our expectations. And for thousands of years, 13-year-olds were expected to act a lot more like adults than they do now, and they did. So they're obviously trying to imply that somehow, he's saying that kids can be sexualized, or I don't know exactly what they're trying to imply. They're trying to make some point like this. So they're, calling him a pervert and all this stuff that he wrote this years and years ago. And because why? Because what is a woman? And he completely wrecked their whole trans narrative and made them look really bad. So now he's, in the crosshairs, and they've decided to go after him hard and call him a pervert and pretend he's a child molester and all this stuff. So I mean, that's just how they operate. It's smear, destroy, ruin your life. Of course, you can't do it to me because I'm completely anonymous on the internet. But we're going to make sure that your life is ruined over every little thing. That's how they operate. Just like they went after, the people who donated to Kyle Rittenhouse's legal defense.
Oh, that is tasteless.
What's tasteless?
No, it's just a text I got from somebody that's asking a question that's just it's just a little tasteless.
What's tasteless?
Okay. We'll call this person Josh.
Okay.
He's asking for Linda Cardellini's measurements, and that is ridiculous. She is 5'3", 126 pounds. Bra size is 34C.
Wait, read the first two again.
She's 5'3".
Mm-hmm.
Your height.
No, I'm 3 inches taller.
She's 126 pounds.
That's a lot less than me.
And her bra size is 34C.
That's like the same as me.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. What a great day this is. I have a separate question, and I love you. You know I love you, right? I've said that before, right?
Mm-hmm.
I've said that both sober and drunk, so you know it's got to be true, right?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
I have a question for you, and this is not meant. This is a totally new subject. Okay.
Okay.
Clear your mind of any old subjects.
Okay. The subject's gone.
Okay. Do you own a brown wig?
I don't think so.
Okay. All right.
Why?
Nothing. I'm moving from Googling Thelma to a little thing I call Amazon Prime. But don't worry about it. I'll take care of it.
So anyway, that's like most of what I have. I mean, the economy's collapsing. That's
right. You said there's layoffs at Peloton.
Peloton's cutting 500 jobs, which is 12% of their remaining workforce. They'd already been.
But
doing
my favorite trainers, am I going to lose my favorite
well,
trainers?
That makes me wonder because
I like that they really push me to go
isn't
beyond
the whole
my
model that you buy the several $1,000
They light a fire that lasts
then,
all day long.
And then you like are subscribed to all this stuff. But there's also so many like.
Let me tell you, with the exception of our listeners,
too. That's what I don't.
With the exception of our listeners, Alice.
Yeah.
I haven't a concern for the Peloton crowd whatsoever.
Okay, well, I'm concerned about the people losing their jobs and the fact that like Facebook has frozen hiring, Amazon they're getting rid of a bunch of real estate, like a lot of these big companies that employ a lot of people in the United States are shrinking their workforce.
Yeah, we're screwed
quite a bit.
We are absolutely screwed in this country very soon.
So, I mean, it's already happening.
Yeah,
it's just
thank God we have alcohol. I mean, I didn't mean to say that out loud. I mean, thank God we have God and each other. That's what I meant. It's all good.
That's it.
Did you know who the decision desk is calling it for?
God?
No, Alice. I'll give you a hint. 34C.
Mm.
So the desk is calling it for Linda Cardellini.
Okay. Let's see. Anything important in the chat? Did you
read the
see
chat
anything?
stuff? I haven't looked.
It's long. It's been going, and I haven't had a chance
Alice,
to look that much. I tried, but I have.
We've got a lot of work to do. I've been doing important things over here.
Thomas in the chat says that your compliment of Herschel Walker was stronger than your compliment of me, and to be better.
Herschel Walker has not belittled me when she thinks I don't understand what the Bastille is. Those of you who have locals will see that. She thought she heard my son ask me what the Bastille is.
No, you asked me, do you know what Bastille is?
That is not true.
That is. That's what you were calling upstairs and asking me. And I said, you don't know what the Bastille is?
That is not. No.
That's what I heard you ask.
No. First, my son, my 6-year-old, who's now a yellow stripe belt, is he said, "What is a Basque eel?"
Stripe.
Because he was reading something.
Oh.
What is a Basque eel? He said, "Is it a snake?" And I said, "Oh, maybe it is a kind of snake, maybe." And then this voice comes, this overconfident nerd voice comes from upstairs. Did you say Bastille? You don't know what Bastille is?
It's not what I said.
Because you wanted to dunk on us to show us that she knew everything.
Stop.
And so then I started recording, and then I hit for locals, and I said, Alice, I'm sorry, say that again? And then she said, do you not know what Bastille is? The French stormed it during the French Revolution to take the arms and release the hostage. It was so wonderfully condescending. It's there for people to see.
Why don't you go ahead and go through some of the comments, because I can't look through them all. I think you should look through them all. And I don't understand some of them. Tommy in New Hampshire asked why your eyes are sweating. And Morgan guesses it's carb withdrawals.
Did Did I? Oh, God. I would kill for carbs. I'm out of... Oh, I won't tell you. Oh, there we go. David Eklund says, is that Vince Vaughn? I'll be responding to him. He was talking to me about a tweet I put out there. I'll be with you in just a second. I didn't retweet that the show is starting, I don't think.
You didn't? Okay,
I
well,
don't think I did.
it's too late now.
So let me go. Am I tagged?
Yeah.
Hold on.
Yes, you are tagged.
Okay, I'm going to get to it then. It's going to take a second. Just U.S. is Shattuck shirts. Tim and Canton. Ooh.
What is it? What?
Tim and Canton says, yesterday's episode felt like China syndrome. Call it the Shattuck syndrome, and I, for one, loved it. Thank you, Tim. Okay, Okay, here we go. I'm going to join the conversation.
Okay, join the conversation and see what you think. In the questions, John Stewart wants to know if you've ever asked Blind Mike on the show when you were asking for a third chair.
Year of our Lord 2020. I believe it was May 22nd, 4:09 Prime Meridian.
I think you started the podcast in June, actually.
Yes, that's what I said. June 22nd. I asked Blind Mike Geary, if he would come on the podcast. And he said, yeah, sure, sounds fun. When? And then I said, oh, maybe. And I didn't get it done. And he said, you know what? On second thought, I better not. Sorry about that. So it was called, we call him the business Big Timed by Blind Mike, by Mike Geary. I don't call him Blind Mike. I like him too much. Okay. John Stewart says, where are the yachts in Lexington? The girls are driven in Range Rovers. On the res. The girls are driven. Do you have a res?
Yeah, it was right by where my parents' house was, actually.
The girls are driven to the res. The girls are driven Range Rovers
yacht worthy
to Commercial Wharf and other such wharfs.
We used it to release our crayfish in after our crayfish project.
Alice, he's got a question based on a woman in a bikini. Let me take care of this, okay? They don't want to talk about crayfish.
Tucker is at 8, John Stewart. He was asking what time Tucker is. So that starts right now. So
okay. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. So, yes, they go in Range Rovers to Commercial Wharf where they go out of Boston Harbor. That's what they did. I think that was a compliment, Tom, right? Alice is a smoke show. We are not all here for you. I agree that. There's a Thomas. Thank you, Thomas. I agree. Time your compliments of Herschel Arco were stronger than that of Alice. Be better.
That's accurate. You love him more than me.
That's not true. I'm not sexually attracted to him. I think he's handsome. It's okay, right? I'll have more kids if you're suggesting that I'm not straight. I will have as many as it does to prove that I am heterosexual. What are we drinking tonight, Tom? So I have a club soda with Awaken 180 stuff in it, and I have an Awaken 180 approved in Sober October approved vodka drink. John says salad dressing with olive oil. This is what we're allowed to have. This is the Greek dressing with olive oil.
Avocado oil.
Avocado oil. Yeah, I'm sorry. I don't make the rules. What's in white clam sauce? Progresso white clam sauce has clam, like basil, garlic, oil, certainly salt, and some other stuff.
I assume MSG probably.
In other words, it's okay, they're talking to each other here. Why are Tom's eyes sweating? That is incorrect. Carb withdrawals. But I don't have a lot of carbs these days. Actually, I did. For dinner, I was only allowed to have a packet of something, and I was looking for one of my beef and pasta. When I say pasta, there is a millimeter of pasta in there. But I was jonesing for it. I wanted to just savor it, and I ran out of them. Write the vows on Substack. Absolutely. I'm all for it. I'll do it. That's right. Confirmed on Cardellini. Correct. Don napped on a plane with Nev Campbell. Oh, really? I don't know that she was in that. I liked Nev Campbell in Party of Five, but I was really a Jennifer Love Hewitt person. Really, for some years, probably I probably shouldn't have been, just in the eyes of the law. We had probably closed the shade. Would have not opened over the Grand Canyon. Has Alice ever heard the song Valley Girl? Have you, Alice?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. Thanks for playing along.
What does that mean?
I think it was. Have you ever heard the song Valley Girl?
Well, I haven't. What do you mean? What am I supposed to do to play along?
Great movie with. The movie I have seen. She probably hasn't. It's what the Valley Girl thing, Gag Me with a Spoon, was off of with Nicolas Cage. Although John calls him Nick Cage. Ooh.
They're close.
Excellent movie. Searching Moon Unit Zappa. Is that Zappa? She was cute. Although I hated Dweezil. Let's see. Quality stats. College professor Jeffrey Arnett is calling the 20s a different phase of life for men. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's the the 20s. Interesting. Is this something we should be reading?
Yeah.
Oh no, that's the archive of that thing. We'll read that. We'll get to that. I'll get to that tomorrow, actually, because that seems like something. It's pretty good, actually. I don't mean actually like I'm surprised it's pretty good. I just mean actually. Okay, here's Crowdcast. Let's see if I can.
Okay. Are you gonna?
Nobody's left. They're
Are you
watching
doing
Tucker.
any chat now?
Yes, I was supposed to. I was told to watch.
Okay.
Robux went down.
Robux went down.
Yes. It's my birthday. Have a drink. Oh no, this is yesterday's.
That's yesterday's.
Wait,
are you
I was drinking 2 days in a row.
What are you
whoa,
looking
shots
for?
fired. Tom called me fat. Did I call Tommy in New Hampshire fat?
I don't think so.
No, I didn't.
I am wondering if you are going to pull up SpeakPipe to do the chat.
Yeah, I am.
Okay.
I'm
Because
bad.
it sounds like you're in yesterday's live chat.
I would never call John Stewart fat. I don't even know if he even is fat.
No,
But if
that's Tommy in New Hampshire.
Oh, Tommy's?
Are you okay today?
I don't think so. Am I on cocaine?
Are you doing? Are
Where's-
you gonna do SpeakPipe right now?
I can't find it now. It was open somewhere. Okay.
Maybe you should type
Don't
it in.
let them know what the actual thing's called, Alice. It's a chat. Don't unbrand it.
Sorry.
Jesus. Okay.
Okay.
I'm going to guess this is Justin.
Oh, The Legend of Billie Jean's on.
Oh.
A young Helen Slater.
Oh.
Not too bad of a movie. Not sure if you've seen it.
What? Not sure if I've seen it. Also, the girl who plays the voice of Bart Simpson, isn't that? Not sure if I've seen it. The Legend of Billie Jean. If you're a kid from the 80s, yes, you've seen that, and it's very important. Just like every kid from the 80s saw just one of the guys, including a very important scene. Legend of Billie Jean was very important. Helen Slater was one of those people who was actually grandfathered in for being cool in the early 90s, much like the girl from Till Tuesday, but she never really took advantage of it.
Let's get this party started. I'm
All right.
starting the conga line. Let's go.
I always liked the conga line because that was one of the few times in a club where a girl would make contact with me. It was kind of mandatory, the conga line. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It says theme song. Kids in the Hall. Very cool theme song. Kids in the Hall, you don't know anything about it. Is something going on? What?
The person who says you're in a claw machine on Twitter. Sorry. Sorry, I need to focus.
Hey guys, this question I guess is for Tom.
Sure.
As I look at things, I see Alice carries the podcast and the kids.
Mm-hmm.
News, weather, sponsors, and callers carry the radio show.
That is absolutely true. That is true.
And Tom, your role seems to be to gripe about how tired you are from all day of work. I guess my question is, what am I missing? Thanks for all you do.
Sounds
Great
a lot
shows.
like a question.
Thanks.
Soun's a lot like a question I asked
Well,
Tom yesterday.
Oh, yeah, no
actually.
kidding.
Yes,
What the hell did
that
you do to get tired? Psh, piece of crap.
is not how I said it.
Well, my DMs with a certain Miss Cardellini are much more
Okay.
congenial.
She really feels a lot more
She
sympathy
does.
for you.
She
Okay.
does.
Hey, Tom and Alice. It's
Hey.
Aaron down in Florida.
Yeah.
I
Hey.
just heard a podcast about American history about the Shays Rebellion, and it mentioned something about a Shattuck.
Job Shattuck, relation of Tom's.
That is correct. Absolutely. He was the real leader of Shays Rebellion, by the way. This is bull crap, and they were right to kidnap and beat those people.
Out of Massachusetts. I was just wondering if that was related to you, Tom. It'd be great to hear the story about it from you guys.
Over in Groton and Pepperell, we visited the house. We
That's
made a
right.
day trip. Yeah, at one point,
And the
like,
Indians giped a lot of them and killed a lot of them. So I'll
yeah,
read about that.
so there's a Shattuck book, and it's like for free on Google. It's one of those that you can. It's called Memorials of the Descendants of William Shattuck, and it goes through all the Shattocks because they're all descended from one Shattuck.
Imagine this is the product we move. That's about some guy. Oh,
So
this is
you
nobody up in
you
Massachusetts.
You
but
can find out. But yeah, that town that Job Shattuck was from, like I forget if it's Groton or Pepperell. It's one of those because they
Pepperell-
both had a bunch of Shattocks.
Groton, and there's another one.
But like one of the towns, it says like out of the 20 children in the local school, 17 were Shattocks,
Yeah.
and they were all closely related. Like
I think there was some mouth breathing and certainly some
There were a lot of
familiarity.
Shattocks.
Yeah.
But you know what's hilarious about that book? Well, I guess it's not really hilarious, but I find it hilarious, is that it states in the beginning the reason that it's written, and it's written by Lemuel Shattuck, who like did all this stuff for the Irish potato famine and all the, like the Shattuck Hospital and stuff is
Not to
named
cause
after
it.
him. No, to help people in it. He was very charitable, but he did it to like prove he was of good stock because he was into eugenics and he wanted to explain why Shattuck should keep recreating. So it's actually really problematic when you think about it, but I find it super
Anybody
funny.
who gets a good look at me shirtless knows that I am absolutely just made from the alphas of every single race. All
You
right.
just need to inject a little
Maybe we should
Eastern European blood every once in a
maybe we
while
should
to
spend less
keep
time
things
talking
fresh.
about my eugenicist
Yeah.
forefathers.
Yeah. Thank you so much, everybody, for joining us today. Let's go watch Kanye on Tucker. I know I'm super excited, and you can probably join us live for the shows. I think we kind of enjoy doing them live at this point. You can join that at patreon.com/burnbarrel.
Never gets old.
Or you can always
gets old.
find our shows for free at
I can imagine me doing that with Linda
burnbarrelpodcast.com.
when she takes her place, and Linda saying, "Oh, you do go on, Tom."